Hello, everybody. Welcome to Championship predictions for round 9, the end of a 3-game week. Sam, in the midweek, we both got 5 outcomes, but I got a Desmond correct, which is a rarity. I got Luton 2, QPR 2. Therefore, I won 7-5. So it's 4-3 to you in the weekly battle, 56-49 in the aggregate battle.
Very good. You're showing a little bit of consistency, mate, and I am starting to be a little bit concerned and also feel that I need to give myself a little 5-10 minutes just to really get my head on it, which of course I haven't done today because things are manic. So you could be in the box seat once more, mate. No pressure.
Just like to point out to viewers that Sam and I both have toddlers in the house and it's a 3-game week. So it's a great struggle to get in front of all this, but we try our best. But we would love to hear from you down there in the comments. Copy and paste all the fixtures. They're down there. Get your own predictions in. Give yourself 1 point for a correct outcome. Give yourself 3 points for a correct scoreline. And if your scoreline has 5 or more goals, give yourself a bonus 4 points. Here comes
We have been so busy and so frazzled that in the document you've put Luton 2, QPR 2, which isn't even a game. That's just a made-up result and a made-up game. You need more kit, mate.
What was the QPR won at Luton, didn't they? I was going to say it got close to an actual result, but
in a parallel world, Adebayo stuck that one-on-one in the corner. That one-on-one in the corner, and it was 2 each. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah, they didn't need to know about my screw-ups in the document, Sam. But there you go. Right, the mouth-watering matchup, Sam, is on Friday night. It is Sunderland versus Leeds. Away you go.
Oh, I wish I had done a little bit more reading up on this. I think it's going to be low scoring. I said as much in the podcast. Oh, statement win for Leeds. Do you know what? I'm going to go Sunderland. I'm just in my head. I'm just thinking, can I see a narrow away win? I'm going to go for a 2-1 home Sunderland win. Just going to go on the injuries and a little bit of uncertainty. Maybe a few players getting a little bit of a run that haven't been in the team at Leeds, and maybe they'll be slightly disjointed. That's the only thing I can go with.
Okay, the easiest thing for me to do then, Sam, I'll do the flip. I'll take 2-1 Leeds. I would be fairly confident about this if Leeds had a fit 11, but they don't. So that could play into Sunderland's favour. Look, as we said on the pod, Sam, I totally agree. Either side wins this. Afterwards, we're saying big statement win. And the good news for us, we've got both sides covered. Let's move on. Burnley versus Preston. Great win for Preston, Sam, against Watford. But I am going to back Burnley in this one with home advantage, parachute payments advantage, and the fact that Watford did miss a fair few chances. Parker won't care about, controlling the game with it being a derby and whatnot. So I think it'll be a close one. Burnley 1, Preston 0.
Yeah, similar to your previous answer, I'm going to go for something different here. I think the old cliche, form goes out the window.
Out the window.
Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. Albeit, Preston have got such a confidence-boosting win in the week to go to Burnley, who obviously won by the solitary goal against Argyle. So I'll take the 1-1 here. I'll take it to be a bit of a drab affair, as that previous derby was between, remind me, it was Preston Blackburn, wasn't it? Which ended in fireworks. So I'm going to anticipate something similar and a 1-1 stalemate.
Sam will be on co-coms for Norwich versus Hull. Sam, surely you're giving me both teams to score and a load of goals in this one, aren't you?
Well, yeah, it does feel like I'd go down my usual 2-2 route. Let's go for Norwich to pip it, but let's go for a 5-goal thriller, eh? 3-2.
I love it. I'll take the 2-2.
Back-to-back 3-2s? No, they were 1-1 in the week, but yeah, back-to-back. They had the 3-2 last Saturday, didn't they, Norwich? So yeah.
I'll take the 2-2 then, Sam. I like the logic. Both sides look really good, actually, don't they, at the moment? Hot hand in science, but Hull have banged in 10 goals in the last 3 games. And they're on for the 9-point week, as discussed in the podcast. So, yeah, I'll take the 2-2 that you flagged up. And we will move on to Portsmouth versus Oxford. Oh, God, this is one that makes you feel uncomfortable. Pompey off the back of a 6-1, desperately need a win. Champions of League One against playoff winners from League One. Did Portsmouth get the first win? I backed them to beat Stoke and they lost 6-1. So I'm sorry, Pompey fans. I'm not backing Pompey again. I'll go for a massively unhelpful draw and Pompey, sadly, to go into international break 2 without having won. 1-1.
Oh, yeah, this is really difficult. I backed them to get the point, didn't I, at Stoke, which went horribly wrong. I backed them invariably to get results, I think, at Fratton Park. Am I going to continue with that theme? I'll take a 0-0. I'll take a 2-2. 2-2, same result.
That's the best change of mind. I'll take a 2-2.
I think Oxford are confident. Do you know what I mean? I think they're confident they're going to get goals.
Yeah.
They've adapted really well. Maybe this is a game where they'll have a bit of a go at each other. Do you know what I mean? And maybe attacks will be on top.
We've reached the October cutoff for Coventry actually being good. Coventry versus Sheffield Wednesday.
My man had you right. Getting back going. Still very optimistic. He's going to rack them up this season. It's not happened as of yet. I like Wednesday, though. They're going to be able to do it back to back. How many draws have I had so far? Just the 2.
You have had 2 draws, yeah.
Let's go for Sheffield Wednesday. You know how hot I am on old Danny Roll. 2-1, Sheffield Wednesday.
I'll do the flip again then, Sam. I'll go 2-1 Coventry. I just feel they're now going to get into gear. Sheffield Wednesday very much turned up at Bristol City in midweek championship mode and took the clean sheet and took their point. So I'll go for the week to end well and back-to-back wins for Coventry. Derby versus QPR. And again, as discussed, a potential 0-point week for one of these teams. And Sam, sorry, because you're a QPR lover, I'll go for a 0-point week for QPR. I think Derby are gonna get back on good home form, and let's go for some goals. Actually, let's go for a bonus point as well. Derby 3, QPR 2. How about that?
I'm going to go down the reverse psychology route here as well. I think it's a game, probably historically, when I was growing up, that you would have anticipated exactly what was going to come. Uncompromising. QPR probably go into their shadow and falter. And I'm going to go for something similar here. I think the physicality of Derby, the home form has been good. They'll be buoyed, I think, after, well, not buoyed is probably the incorrect word, but they'll be motivated after the injustice possibly against Norwich last time out there. I'll go for them to win, QPR to score, 2-1 Derby.
Both back in the 0-point week for QPR.
Well, it wouldn't be fun if I just sat here every week and said QPR were going to win 4-0. So I've got to be true to myself, haven't I?
That's what we do with Birmingham and Man City this season. Just predict them to win every single week. Plymouth versus Blackburn. Blackburn falling to their first defeat of the season in midweek, Sam.
Yeah, I'll go for Blackburn to suffer something of a little early season wobble after that brilliant start, maybe akin to West Bromwich Albion over the last week. I'm going to go for Plymouth and Plymouth to win relatively well, 2-0.
Interesting. I'll take the draw then, Sam, and I'll take the 0-0 on the basis. I think if you'd promised both managers where they would be with that draw, Blackburn 15 points and Plymouth at a point per game at 9 games, Blackburn would be at 16 if they get the draw. And they'd both be really, really happy. So let's go for the draw and we'll go for the 0-0, Plymouth 0, Blackburn 0. Sheffield United versus Luton. Every bit of logic says home win, Sam, doesn't it? Undefeated. Chris Wilder joked in his post-match about which table he's reading. Obviously, with the -2 points, they would be level top on points. I think Sunderland have got them on the goal difference. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. Luton aren't at it. I've got to go for Sheffield United. They're not conceding any goals. Sheffield United 2, Luton 0.
Yeah, I mean, it's the obvious way to go 1-0, 2-0 Sheffield United, but I just think these chances, I've not been hugely across their game on Tuesday, but obviously I was there on Friday. They've got to start going in, haven't they? Some of these chances, that Adebayo for one, and some of the other forward players are getting. Victor Moses as well now. Listen, I'm going to go for Sheffield United to drop points. So I'm going to back my old team. I'm going to go for another 2-2.
This is tremendous. Sam, you're up first. Swansea versus Stoke, fresh from a 6-1 win.
Yeah, and Swansea, narrowly beaten at Sheffield United off the back of what was it, Bristol City last weekend, the 1-1 on the Sunday. So still in every game defensively, which I wouldn't have anticipated this season. They're looking pretty solid. So I'd probably think of this being maybe low scoring. I'm going to back Stoke to back up their victory against Portsmouth. I'm going to go for an away win, 1-0.
Interesting. Tom Cannon on the score sheet again, Sam?
Why not? Why not?
Why not? I've got no idea what to call for this one. I'm looking at my sheet, hoping some inspiration's going to come. It's not coming. I've only played 1-1-1 so far, so that's my go-to when I haven't got a clue what to do. 1-1, Swansea versus Stoke. Watford versus Middlesbrough. The Watford fans were getting really cross with us. Apparently, they've got quite a good home record. Is that right? But Middlesbrough are on for the 9-point week, aren't they? Oh, crikey. I really would have wanted you to go on first on this one so I could just flip whatever you did, but I don't have the luxury. Sorry, Watford fans, I'm doing it again. I'm back in the 9-point week. Watford 0, Middlesbrough 1, Sam.
Yeah, they've dropped just to 2 points at home in 1-1 with Coventry. I think they will drop points again, but I'm happy to give them the draw. Absolutely. And considering I've had the 2-2s, I think Watford, as they again seem to have a habit of doing, will knuckle down and perform in front of their own supporters. I'm going to go for a 1-1.
And you are up first, Sam. Another potential 0-point week for West Brom. West Brom versus Millwall.
Yeah, that would have been a blow for Neil Harris losing at Cardiff, considering they were leading into this game next up.
Manager down there, Sam, as well.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I think I've covered this game relatively recently at the Hawthorns. Can't remember what the outcome was on that occasion, but I can't not back West Bromwich Albion after 2 consecutive defeats. I think they'll get back going, and I think they'll get back going well. I'll have the reverse of Millwall's last victory. I'll have 3-1 West Brom.
Oh, is it too predictable for me to predict West Brom to win 1-0 every single home game? Is that allowable, Sam?
Well, you were burnt last time, weren't you? So, yeah.
You're tempting me. I'll go 2-0 then. Sorry, Millwall fans. West Brom 2, Millwall 0. And finally, in whatever we're calling it, the 7-side derby. Please don't cry if that's not the right title. Bristol City versus Cardiff. I really did not enjoy the Bristol City Sheffield Wednesday game, but let's not put all the blame solely down to Bristol City there. But when you get a team who tries to control like Bristol City do, and Sheffield Wednesday, who seemed happy with a point and sturdy defensive, that seems to work it out that way. Are Cardiff going to be as good as Sheffield Wednesday? Where I don't think so. So I will back Bristol City for the win. 1-0. Bristol City 1, Cardiff 0.
Yeah, I was going to go a bit out there here. I'm going to rein it in a little bit just because of that 0-0 that I've quickly forgotten about from last night against Sheffield Wednesday. I think Sheffield Wednesday are going to be a different proposition in comparison to Cardiff at the moment, which is an obvious thing to say. But I'm still going to go for Bristol City to win and win well. I'm going to go for it to come together in the derby. I'm going to take a 3-0 Bristol City win.
So bold. You've gone a bit crazy on this, Sam. I could see a 3-0, a 3-1. 2 2-2s and a 3-2 in your call. So get involved in the comments, copy and paste all the games and get your own predictions in. It's 1 point for a correct outcome, 3 points if you get the scoreline bob on. And if, like Sam, you've gone for a 3-2 between Norwich and Hull, or like myself, a 3-2 between Derby and QPR, give yourself a bonus point. 5 or more goals gets you 4 points. Sam, my head is frazzled at the end of the 3-game week. Have you got anything to add in the predictions battle where you lead by 7 points?
Not really. I've gone a bit out there this week. Let's see if that turns my recent woes around. And let's hope we're treated to 172 goals as I predicted.